Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going back into the Harbor Freight website and checking out some of the new tools that they've released over the last couple of weeks. Not a whole lot to go over this time, but some decent items. So we'll get into that. I'll share my thoughts with you guys. If you guys have picked up any of these new items, please let me know your guys' experience with them so far, or just your thoughts on them if there's something you're interested in or if it's something you would stay away from. So normally we do this 1 to 2 times a month, and there's usually a decent amount to go over. They haven't released a whole lot in the last 2 to 3 weeks, so just like 8 or 10 products. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one up, you see here a Hallmaster automotive floodlight, and recently over the last few years they've really gotten into not just like work lights, but like off-road lights and things like that. And they actually have a pretty good selection. I know a few people that run their lights and have had good experiences with them. This is not necessarily an off-road light, but it could be used in certain situations. This is more of like a work light more than anything. It is the floodlight style, so it's not going to be extremely bright, or it's not going to shoot a long distance. It's going to be kind of a widespread light. So really nice for mounting on the back of your truck or things like that, to where it's going to provide you a lot of wide area light. So this does have nice stainless steel hardware. It does have a Deutsch style connector. I think they have wiring harnesses for them, but I think that's a separate purchase. This is $10. I think that's just per light. I don't think it's sold in pairs or anything like that. Yeah, floodlight. It's for 12 volt or 24 volt for use on your truck, tractor, farm equipment, utility vehicle, light job site, and work areas. So there you can just quickly see that. It's a very thin profile as well. Got the heat dissipation fins on the back. Looks like an aluminum housing. There you can see it on the back of a tractor, front of an ATV. As far as information, 13.8 watt flood beam light, IP67 rated, high impact polycarbonate lens, Deutsch style connector. Yeah, wiring harness sold separately. Stainless steel bracket and mounting hardware. I don't know if it shows the lumen. Yeah, 1,000 lumens. So it's not the brightest, but it is a floodlight. So it's, mainly for a wide area, not shooting off into the distance. And it's got a color temperature of 6200K. So I don't think that's a bad option for $10. Next up, they have pressure washer quick connect sets. This is a $10 set. I don't know if Harbor Freight has had these in the past or not. These are extremely handy. I've bought them for any pressure washer I've had in the past, and it just makes things a lot easier to connect all of your attachments. And most pressure washers use the same size fittings. There are a couple different ones. I think Sunjo might be one of them that kind of runs the awkward size, or the size that isn't as common. I can't remember them offhand, but these quick connects are always really handy. I get them for my pressure washers and my hoses and all of my attachments for my hoses and things like that. It just makes everything so much quicker. So yeah, this is an M22 by 14 millimeter connection. Premium stainless steel and brass help prevent against corrosion buildup and things like that. There are some very expensive ones out there from, more of a detailers or a professional level brands out there that run quite high, but they are really nice. This is a nice affordable one. If you're just a weekend warrior DIYer that just wants to simplify the setup that you have now, these can be really handy, especially for $10. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. Heavy duty O-ring to prevent leaking, compatible with pressure washers up to 4,500 PSI. So there you can see the fitting sizes over here of each connection, but not a whole lot of info. Pretty simple product, but a handy one. Next up, we have the Black Widow by Spectrum. I'm not a painter. I don't do painting. I have no experiences in that area, but I do know that over the last couple years, Harbor Freight has went in on the painting. They've always had, paint guns for many, many, many years, but they've really, I feel like, stepped it up. Now, I don't know how some of their higher tier ones compare to, some of the professional ones out there, but I've heard quite a few things about some of these Black Widow ones and how they actually perform pretty well. I personally, I don't know what I'm talking about. So this is a dual action airbrush. It's not a, full on spray gun or anything like that, but this is at $80. I do know for a fact that they've released quite a bit of the Black Widow stuff and the other tiers over the last couple years, and they have quite a bit to offer. Then they have a couple of replacement parts for a couple of different items. Here we're looking at a 4-gallon backpack sprayer. This is a part replacement kit, a 3-piece, and it's going to be like the wand and hose and attachment for the actual 4-gallon sprayer. That's at $15. Then the other replacement we have is the Cover Pro replacement canvas kit for the Easy Up, which these Easy Ups can be absolutely amazing. This is for a 10 by 10 canopy that they offer at $140. So this is probably a little bit nicer than like the $50 Easy Up that you get at Walmart and stuff, which is one I have, and I think it's pretty decent for the $50 I paid for it. So I guess if this one's really nice compared to that $50 one, I can understand a replacement kit. But if I had this and to buy, I'd have to decide if I want to replace the top for $50 or just get a whole different Easy Up for $50. But yeah, here's like their $60 one. Maybe this one's just got a little bit more adjustability to it, a little bit better strength or better material. I'm not exactly sure. Never used this one, but they do have a replacement kit for this now. And once again, this is also another one that is an online exclusive. Next up, they have the 12 volt or the 120 volt dual power 100 psi tire inflator. So good for roadside emergencies, things like that. You can use them around the house too, pools, balls, all of that good stuff. Got the built-in flashlight, your attachments, your AC and DC ports. Seems pretty compact as well. See some of the details on this real quick. Inflate a standard car tire from 0 to 35 in 5.5 minutes. Dual power source, 10-foot cable, 4-foot AC cord. It doesn't state if it's a dual cylinder. I'm guessing not. 5.5 minutes to go from 0 to 35. I have a few different portable air compressors, and I have one from Last Fit that has a built-in battery pack, so I don't have to actually plug it into AC or DC power. And that thing is fantastic. I use it to pressurize my water tank on my truck. I keep it in my truck at all times. And it's probably the best miniature one portable air compressor that I've owned. I've probably owned 6 or 7 different ones in the past, and that's definitely by far. But that one's like $100 or $150. This one's $50, so it is probably in a different class. They do have the Daytona 3-ton heavy-duty jack stands in this new beautiful purple color. I am digging the purple. I really am. On the toolboxes, on the carts, on the jacks, everything. I love this purple. The purple, white, and gray have become my favorites. I think the purple's my favorite. I'm not sure, which is funny because I'm not like a purple guy, but that purple just looks so good. I've always loved that color of gray, and white I always think looks great, but always refrain from buying it because I always feel like I'm going to get it dirty immediately, and with my OCD it'd drive me crazy. But these jack stands are pretty nice. They got some really nice safety features in them. They're overbuilt, because of that whole situation. I really think they went above and beyond for these, and I think they're priced really well. So let me know your guys' thoughts on these Daytona jacks. I think the only reason this is on the new list is because of the new color that was added. Another portable tire inflator. This is just the 12 volt, a little bit different design here. Everything kind of tucks into. I had 1 or 2 air compressors like this, and I absolutely hated this style because once you pull this little DC cord out, it's just a nightmare to get it all stuffed back into this plastic casing. It's super awkward. Same thing with the hose. You have to go through and like physically push it into those grooves. It just, yeah, nice and compact, but it's just annoying more than anything. Just make them removable so I can stuff those in a sack and stuff the compressor in a different bag. Just, I don't know. They think it's smart. It's not. I don't like it. Personal preference, but this is definitely a cheaper end kind of roadside air compressor at $13. I mean, you can only expect so much. 0 to 35 psi on a standard automotive tire in 6 minutes or less. So sounds like it's got maybe the same compressor in it that the other one does. The other one's just a little bit nicer and can run off of dual power. So yeah, definitely just a cheap, super cheap option as far as a little portable air compressor. Duty cycle 10 minutes on, 25-minute cool down, because some of these air compressors do get quite hot when in use. So no matter what air compressor you go with for this style, definitely make sure the base where the hose connects, anything like that, don't just leave your hands off of it if you've ran it quite a bit. Next up, they got some insulated knit work gloves from Hardy for $8. Some of these gloves are actually really handy. They've released a couple different tarps, different sizes, just a couple different style metal cutoff wheels here from Bauer. This set up here for $8, this set down here for $8. Then they have, I don't even know why, maybe this is another one with a new color option. The blue is the new color option for this one, I guess. That's the one drawer service cart, same cart that they've always had, but just another color option, I believe. I don't think anything's changed with it or anything. And for the Inside Track Club members, it is at $100. Also keep in mind that they have a lot of sales going on right now and coming up, so we're going to see some really good deals. So if you're interested in any of this, never buy anything at Harbor Freight at full price. If you can wait to get that 20% off coupon or those parking lot sales, they constantly have sales going on, so you never really have to pay full price for anything. And then here we've gotten to the T10 and T7 diagnostic scan tools, which we've went over in previous videos, so I believe that's it. The only other one that I see here that I don't remember going over is the 22-inch variable speed scroll saw and these high dexterity impact resistant work gloves. But I do know we've went over the scan tools and these AC manifold gauge sets. So not a whole lot released in the last couple weeks, but some decent items. Let me know your guys' thoughts. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.